haven't seen, over the past few months, I've been busy building my very own theme park in Planet Coaster 2, called Isle of Discovery, and inside we've got various roller coasters, rides, and now even a water park. That is right, as part of our Viking theme land, I have gone and created an awesome looking Viking water park, if I do say so myself. But in the last episode, we focused on starting this water park and giving the sort of base foundations to it. But in this one, we are going to be making a lot of progress. And when I mean a lot, it looks completely different to when I first started. So if you want to see all of the different pools and the slides I've been working on, then stay tuned till the end. And be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. It would be greatly appreciated. And it'd be greatly appreciated if I could actually get into this time lapse and this video. And I feel like I say that every time. But welcome back to Isle of Discovery. We're here, episode 19. 19 episodes in. Another thing I say all the time, I can't believe that. I mean, I haven't really spoken about it before, but most series on my channel don't last more than like 1 or 2 episodes. Well, I guess other than this past week in theme parks, but that is just a weekly thing anyway, so I guess that's not really... It is a series, but it's also not in my mind, if that makes any sense. But this is a full-on build series of a Planet Coaster theme park in Planet Coaster 2, and somehow we've been going for 20 episodes, and I'm absolutely loving building this park and this water park. Yes, if you didn't see in the previous video, we did start our very first water park. Well, my very first water park, and the first for Isle of Discovery, because, well, I say first, this is the only water park. I'm not making a second water park. Sorry to disappoint if you expected to, but this one is huge, and it is also taking a very long time to make, so I think adding another one will not only kill my PC even more, but it might kill me even more. But either way, if you somehow didn't see the last episode, you may have missed the entire first portion of this water park, which is the bit behind the wall you can see, which I'll go into later. But we pretty much made all of the sort of main bit of the water park, you know, where the wave pool is, the main lazy river, and also various different splash pools, and the water slides inside as well. So various different things we built there. But there's so much more to come, because we're building outside now. Yes, one of my favourite water parks, or 2 of my favourite water parks in the world, is 1, Rulantica, and 2, Volcano Bay at Universal. Rulantica is at Europa Park in Germany, the other in Florida. So obviously Volcano Bay is fully outside because the weather there is beautiful and it's nice and sunny all the time. We don't get that in Europe. We just get rain and cold, which is why there's no point in having a fully outdoor water park, because it would just have to be closed half the time, which is why Rulantica is half indoors, well, mostly indoors, and then some outdoors, which is what I've gone for with this, because if you don't know, Isle of Discovery as a theme park is based in the UK. As much as it looks like the budget way exceeds anything that could ever be built in the UK. I mean, we are getting Universal, so who knows? But because of that UK setting, I thought it would be a bit stupid to have an outdoor water park as an entire water park. So why not put one indoors and then have a little bit of an outdoor section as well? So that is what I've gone and done. You can already see some pools here. The one I'm sort of finishing off there is the main pool, which will have some slides in the center of it, which I'll get onto later. You've got a medium-sized pool, which is just a sort of chill out pool. It's going to have like a, I don't know, swim up bar and stuff, and then an even smaller pool for like a kid's splash pad type area. But we'll get onto all of that and the theming and everything later down the line. But here I have a big issue. As you can see, that lake right there, the river that runs all the way past the Viking area, and also the lake that is literally in the centre of the park, or right at the start of it, I guess, because it's not in the centre. I can't delete it. I think the river and the actual lake itself is so big and it spans such a wide space that the game just can't comprehend me deleting it. So that's why you've seen me sort of cut out bits into the terrain and then give up. And then here as well, you can see me trying to do a makeshift version of this, which I'm kind of sad about. I never realised, but they don't have the old steamboat thing with the track that's underneath, not the actual trough bit like that. So you can't just stick them in a river and a lake and do like a transportation ride. You can't do that anymore, which is really sad. I hope that gets added in a future update. But I do want to do some more transportation. I know you guys have been saying that you need some sort of transportation in your park. The only thing is, there's a lot of themes in this park that don't really work with a lot of the transportation. So if I stuck a steam train in, that doesn't really go with Vikings or the Greek theme, but it would go with something like the steampunk area. It's difficult to tie the transportation in. But I promise you, towards the end of the series, we will do a sort of overall episode where I go through and do loads of lighting around the park, sort some little bits out, and probably work on the transportation as well, because it does need help, I can't lie. You're literally going to have to walk around this entire park, and that is not good. We need some transportation of some kind, even if it's like cable cars or something stupid. We'll see. Maybe it'd be like the Sky Ride at Alton Towers, but we'll never open it. That's a lie, because they literally opened it multiple years, and it closed for ages, and now it's reopening again, so I can't really say that. But there you go. Here we are doing some rock work. If you've seen that little pool I've just made, that is just a nice, it's going to be like a sort of jacuzzi-esque pool, so it's like a really hot temperature, if that makes any sense. Of course it does. And that's actually going to overlook what I would like to call a river rapids ride, but at the same time, it's just another lazy river, but thinner and outside. Because sadly, at Rulantica, there is this amazing rapids ride, which is like a human rapids. You don't get in a boat or anything, and you just sort of traverse it. There's ones at Centre Parks in the UK as well, and you just traverse this rapids, and it's so much fun. So I really wanted one in this Viking-themed water park, and you can't do that in the game yet. So I've just decided to make a lazy river outside, and it actually turned out pretty well, but you'll see that in due course. As you can see though, putting some nice foliage down, some little seats there. One of my major things about the inside, when I toured around that a little bit, was the fact that there was no seating areas, so I've actually made sure that there are ones outside, and we will go back and change the ones on the inside as well, because you can see that massive wall right there. Not finished yet, because I actually go and update it a little bit later on. And the roof isn't in, all the walls aren't finished. Very much a work in progress still. You'll see at the end of this that we've got like sections done, but also not a lot done in other places. So yeah, it's a bit all over the place, but that's just a project, isn't it? I mean, we made the Chinese themed area most recently, and one area of it was just a single dark ride, which I made in one episode. Then the next was building the coaster. Then the next after that was theming the coaster and adding 2 other rides. And then it was theming that coaster and other ride. So these episodes can be a little all over the place, which is why I like it. I enjoy being able to just freely do what we want to do in this park, you know. Next up, you may have heard on This Boss Speaking Theme Parks, Isle of Discovery is getting an Egyptian themed Mac hypercoaster. I loved putting that in there. And if you don't watch my weekly series that I do, I mentioned it earlier, but I do a weekly update on everything that's going on in the world of theme parks. So if you want to check that out, then subscribe so you don't miss that in the future. But there's a whole playlist on the channel. Watch it all. And yeah, in that I thought it'd be funny to just stick a Isle of Discovery reference in there, like, oh, this is what's coming to Isle of Discovery. Few of you guys noticed it. I love to see that. But yeah, I'm going to be making an Egyptian themed area next. I know a lot of you guys wanted to see some sort of mythology. That's what's happening. So won't be a few more episodes. Won't be a... That doesn't make sense. Won't be for a few more episodes. There we go. We got there in the end. Sorry, I'm so tired. So we'll see what happens then. But obviously the water park comes first. I want to do this all in one stint. I might switch to doing some more coasters in the park at some point. But it won't be long either way. You'll probably look at a few more weeks before the Egyptian themed area starts. And there's so much exciting stuff happening with this entire project. Got so many cool things to share with you when we get to later episodes, when we start looking at different things with the entrance. Because like I said last time, there's some work going on there. And I don't just mean in the game. There is some other things happening there which are very exciting, and I can't wait to show you it. And you're going to see them as well. So there's so much going on. And it's sad to think that soon it will be over. I keep saying this in every single episode now, because it does feel like we are nearer to the end than we are the start. But it's been such a cool project to work on. I absolutely loved it. It's my first proper custom park in the game. And I usually build... I remember in Planet Coaster 1 especially, because this is my first thing in Planet Coaster 2 pretty much. I remember building like a coaster or two, or trying to build a park. And I'd get 1 or 2 coasters in. And I'd be like, not a fan of that anymore, I'm going to restart, or I'd just not do anything more. So the fact we've managed to get almost 20 episodes in and I haven't gone, I'm going to redo that entire bit, it's pretty good going, I think. for my first ever park in Planet Coaster 2, I'm happy with it. I know I had to get that in there. I just absolutely love going from area to area and building these coasters, and then you guys being able to see the process and also sort of give names and like theme suggestions, everything like that. I absolutely love building this stuff. So if you haven't seen in my previous videos where I have said this, there will be more projects after this, I promise you. More exciting ones, bigger ones. I can't really say that because this is a huge project. But ones that'll be more realistic, ones that, well, there'll be some more recreations as well. But I wanted to get this park out of the way. Not saying that I want to get it out of the way, because I've absolutely loved building it. But this is like the main project right now. I don't want to start any other ones and get distracted, you know. So this is why I'm just building this at the moment. You'll see some more stuff once Isle of Discovery is complete. But another thing on top of that, again, if you haven't heard me say it before, it will be going on the workshop. So those of you who have been asking consistently whether or not it's going on the workshop, it will be going up there as soon as that last episode drops. And we're going to have some really, really like nice sort of, I don't know, cinematic style thing right at the end, just to sort of showcase the park. We might do like a tour around, of course, because why not? Why would you not do that? And I just think it'd be really, really nice to give it a good send-off, you know. But that's not now. We're speaking as if that's happening. It's not happening for a while, because we're still here building the water park. So much rocks and foliage going down. It may as well be the rock and tree episode, to be fair, because there's so much going in this one section and it's not done yet. So you're going to be seeing a lot of that. Like, it's not even just this area here. I know this has a lot already, but over on the other side of the outdoor part and the indoor sections, there's a lot going on with these trees and rocks. So if you enjoy that, yeah, keep watching. But as you can see, it's not just this in this time lapse, because there is another set of slides that we're putting in, and at the end we're going to go through into real time and show you all of the inside that I've done so far. It's not complete, as said, very far from complete. I have actually done the changing rooms as well. That was something I did off camera, because again, it's weird with time lapses. I feel like I just repeat myself every episode, but I want to make it clear just in case you think I'm lazy and I didn't record stuff. I feel like a lot of the time I'm doing the same thing over and over again. So if I show you the changing rooms, all I was doing was sticking doors on the changing room facilities and then just sort of duplicating it across and then making walls around it. It doesn't sound very fun to watch, in my opinion. And I know you could argue that the rocks and the trees placing is similar, but it's more just about making the area whole with the trees and rocks. Whereas when you do the changing rooms and stuff, I just feel like you're aimlessly watching me place doors down. That's just my opinion anyway. If you want to see changing room doors placed down on a time lapse, maybe I'll do some in the future. I'm placing some fencing down though around that lovely Viking ship, where we're going to have even more seating. That is the main thing with this water park outside. I want loads of different seating, and you can see it going across there, the fencing again, and then more foliage too. But yes, like I said, Egyptian area coming next. This is the swim up bar going in now, but that Egyptian area, I have a few plans for it, but if you do have any suggestions on what you want to see in there, please let me know. It won't be for a while, like said, but I do love seeing your suggestions nice and early so I can get a grasp for what you guys want to see in that area. I know Mac Hypercoaster was suggested a lot. That's why it's happening. And there is another coaster that I am planning to do in one of the buildings in that area. So you have to stay tuned for that one, because it's going to be quite exciting. It's one of the new models in the game. So I'm really looking forward to doing that. But if you have any other ride suggestions, like flat rides, or if I could do another thing like I've done with the Dance Macabre style ride, please let me know. I'd love to see your suggestions. And also, I need some name suggestions for the water park. Not just the water park, but also the slides inside, yes. Obviously, it's probably going to be way too many things, because there are so many different little pools and different areas of the water park that would need naming. So I might have to do a few myself. But if you have any names for, I guess, like this pool with the swim up bar, that sort of thing, if you have any names for the lazy river that's outside, the other two pools, anything like that, leave them in the comments below. I did say that I would have sort of wanted a water park name. I think I said that in the last episode. And I know I haven't actually chosen one yet, but that is because I don't know why I asked for suggestions, because it's literally still under construction and we are nowhere near finished with it. So what's the point? We didn't come up with Isle of Discovery, that name, till 10 episodes in. So to think of a name 1 episode in is crazy. So I apologise if you guys did suggest some names. I did see a few and they were really, really good. But I'm going to leave the actual naming for a little while for the whole water park, because I think it would be nicer to get a grasp on the whole sort of theme inside and then do that name. But might be able to make a sort of entrance area for it under that name as well, if that makes sense. So yeah, we can work it out from there. Here we go then. As you can see, we're putting some nice little sort of pillars on the side of the walls. I thought it looked a bit too flat when I sort of looked at it with just those window panes and the two things sort of going across the top and the bottom. I thought it just looked a bit too plain, not in depth enough, if that's a architectural term. So I thought I'd add some of these pillars on the side with some banners, and there's also some banners that I'll put on there, as you can see, and I just think it adds a nice little bit of depth to the building. That is an actual architectural term, I've heard that before, but I really do like how that came out in the end. And again, it's not finished, so if you have any suggestions for maybe like one centerpiece on the wall or something that you'd like to see, please let me know. Genuinely, so much inspiration comes from your guys' comments, so I would love to see them. I'm lagging on my recording right now. I actually can't see what I'm doing. Oh, it's cut. As you can see, we are placing slides down, a slide platform directly in the center of that pool. Very strange, say. Well, I think one of the funnest things at a water park for any ages is when you have those sort of, it's not really like a playground, but it's almost like a water playground, if that makes sense. So you are climbing up different equipment and you can tip like buckets down on other people that are walking underneath and stuff like that. I thought it'd be really cool to sort of make something like that around this tower. You might be thinking I'm copying Rulantica again, but I can't lie to you, that area was shut when we went, so I actually don't know what it's like. I've seen photos, I don't know anything about the actual area. I don't know whether it just goes out from the pool to places like this like I'm doing, or whether it all stays in that one pool, but I know it's some sort of similar thing to what I'm doing, I guess. But I'm not going to sort of copy that. As I've done with the whole place, I haven't copied Rulantica at all, guys. No, I have not. So what I decided to do is add one of those obstacle course-esque, like playground type things in the center of that pool, so you can climb up it and do whatever you want with it, and also have the queue line for those slides. I thought that would be really nice, just for any guests to go up and do whatever from. There'll be loads of wooden structures and stuff around that as well, so if you think it looks really out of place when we tour it later, it does. So you're not the only one who thinks that. The creator thinks this as well, being me. As you can see, making the deep run-out lanes for this as well. These two don't go too fast, but the other ones that I'm about to build do actually end up going pretty fast towards the end of their layout, so it's quite funny really as they turn around. The supports are actually kind of nice for these slides. I think sometimes they can be a bit buggy, but most of the time they are quite good. But yeah, all of this with all these different supports and stuff, you'll see all supported with wooden structures instead, eventually, probably in the next few episodes. I think that'll be something that's probably done off camera, because I think that'll take a very, very long time. But talking of taking a very long time, probably the longest area to build in this park is still the Chinese themed area, because if this water park is finished in maybe the next episode or the one after, the Chinese area still took longer. So I don't really know how that'll fare, because this is way bigger than that entire place. Maybe because the water parks aren't as difficult to build and you just sort of make the slides, make the pools, and then do some theming around it, whereas the Chinese area was more about implementing a theme that's not in the game into the game. Maybe that's why it's taken so long, but this water park, nonetheless, second longest area to build so far. It's been such a joy. Haven't really built much water park stuff in this game, and just look at it already. It's looking lovely. Really, really proud of how it came out so far as well. Haven't even finished it yet. And one of my favourite parts when we do finish it is going around and lighting up all of the different inside areas and outside areas, because I've done some of the inside already at night. and I can't lie. It might be one of my favourite places in this entire park and water park. I love it so much. I could sit there for hours. It makes me miss Rulantica. Maybe that shows that I have slightly copied Rulantica too much. I didn't mean to. I just enjoy Rulantica. This is Viking themed, and that's Nordic, isn't it? Oh, I'm digging myself a hole. Let's just go to real time. You join me here again in Isle of Discovery, and we're over at the other entrance that is still unfinished. So ignore all of this, because we're going to quickly run over here. Yeah, you go, man. We're going to quickly run past Valkyrie, which has the Immelman right past this pathway, which I think looks lovely, and of course this view as well. And we've made it to the entrance of our water park, which currently looks so unfinished because of the wall behind, but it will look fine soon, I promise. Because as we walk in, we will have a restaurant somewhere in here, probably off to the right here, and then a shop over on the left. Might even have some sort of like station for a transportation thing back to the main park, but I'll sort all that out another time. Because right now, I just wanted to get the base of the water park complete. As you can see, we're starting in the changing rooms, and here we are. Oh my god, the lag, it's so bad. And why are these guys all clapping all the time? I don't get it. What's so good about this? But the lighting, some of the theming, and also the rockwork and stuff is definitely not complete. You can see it sort of taking over the walls over there, which is not how I want it to be. That is all work in progress. But these lockers got off the workshop. Lovely piece of kit. It's got some sinks with some mirrors as well. But yeah, they'll be more lit up in here because as you can see, these bits are just not them. So I need to do some more on that. As I said, those boring old doors there are duplicated across every single one. You got some toilets there and over there as well. This is a lot better lit up, isn't it? This is the problem about work in progress, is everything's a mess, but you will get there. As we will with this entire water park, as we walk in, and as you can see, the indoor roof has started to go in. Not finished by any means, but you can get a nice look at what that is going to look like when it is complete. And up there you can see some really nice Viking buildings, some rockwork, and the lazy river beneath you. It's genuinely an all-round experience. Like, you can look anywhere you want and there's going to be theming or something happening, and I really love that about this place. Down here as well, there's like a waterfall on the lazy river with some like splashes going out, and if we take a left turn here, we actually get to a smaller pool over here that has a nice little water feature that's just sort of working. It's like a waterfall type thing, just a nice little feature. And then we have 2 water slides which are actually complete, and the entrance for that is actually up here where the seating area is, so you sort of have to walk around and go down there. But I'm going to POV them for you because why not? And then you'll get ready to go, and off you go on this water slide. There you go. It's a very short one, not too exciting. See a little left, right, and then down as we go into the main splash. There you go. And then the green one, this might have a few headbangs in here because of the fact it goes outside, like you can see. Oh my god. This one's a lot faster, what the hell? But yeah, I think that they are pretty decent. I do need to, of course, work on the fact that a few of them, especially the green one, goes through some trees inside of it. But overall, I really like that. And the fact we've got this wall with all the natural light coming in, and that Viking sort of themed building up there with the natural light and that sort of cloudy background. The entrance to that slide is up here. And that's like a nice seating area that will be developed into a restaurant when that update comes out in April. Or you can keep walking down here past the lazy river again, more boats, to where you have the exit for the lazy river, the entrance for the lazy river, and the exit for those 2 slides in the background. And this layout has changed slightly. As you can see, the lazy river queue line comes down this like zigzag section here and then goes to here with these rubber rings if you want to take them on board, and then obviously you'll go off in that direction. But the exit is just here alongside the exit for these 2, and I made a nice little sort of viewing platform where you can look down, not that I can, but you know, you could look over and see the slides in action. Oh my god, that was so quick. The reason I haven't showed you this section over here is because this is pretty much unchanged. I've just like made this a little bit smoother. But this mat racing slide has actually moved quite a bit. It used to be, I think, up here and it was facing the other direction. So I've actually moved it 180 degrees flipped, and moved it down to ground level, because I think it works a lot better in that way. And we've got a janitor who's ready to go on it. Go on, lad! But I think this could be more of like a mountainside, maybe some buildings arching over it and stuff. Just quite a nice theme for that. Don't want it to sort of interlink with that mountain too much, but you can see where the walls are going in. It all makes sense eventually. But from the seating area over here around sort of, you know, a bit far away from the two things we just looked at, not only down there do we have the entrance and exit for that outdoor rapids / lazy river that I'll show you in a minute. So coming down here, we have an entrance to a pool right here through these flaps, and also just an entrance to the outdoor area. So how about we go into the pool, and here we go. Oh, down the sort of elevation changes, so it's easier to walk into it, and you're outdoors into the outdoor swimming pool. Waha, yes, we can. I thought that was the jump button. We can't jump. Oh, we can go under. But yes, here we are outside, and as you can see, you've got some seating all around that pool, and you've got the view of the building there that will be enclosed soon. And then over here, past this massive Viking ship, you've got these stairs which lead to that very hot jacuzzi pool that I spoke about, the steam pool. And again, lovely views. And then over here as well, you should be able to see down a little bit into that amazing sort of outdoor lazy river thing. This is going to be the kids splash pad area. You're going to be able to jump around in this, and there'll be like little like playground equipment and stuff, just like loads of water buckets, everything like that. And then over here is where those massive slides are. You can see the tower in the center, unfinished, and you can see all the different colors coming down from it. And I really like how this looks. I think the supports in places work really well, but in others not really. But these slides all come out right at the bottom over here as we go under this water effect. But yeah, they all sort of come out around here, and you'll be able to exit off and go back into your daily routine at the water park. But yeah, this will all be themed up and sort of made into its own little area, and sort of like have that Viking tower in the center, have some theming around here that links to that, and it'll all be very nice. But that outdoor lazy river type thing, as you can see, you will enter in through like a queue line right here, and you'll go back and forth a little bit, and then you'll enter. As you can see, it's steaming already, and it will take you all the way around. It's not too well themed when you sit at it here, because it'll probably look better at night, but you can see the windmill turning. And then you continue on. It's like a mini, sort of not a log flume version of Njord's Fjord that's over in the actual park. Because you've got a lot of theming that's like this, especially with these guys here, the statues. And I thought it'd be quite cool to tie that in a little bit. So yeah, you've got loads of different statues around. And then you eventually enter back in to a nice little pool here. Got a lifeguard. And then you go back out into the exit and go back into the water park. But the interesting part about all of this is the fact that, of course, you've got this huge area here that has been taken up already by all these different pools, and will be by these different equipment and stuff. But we also have this sort of mound right here that could be something else in the future. I don't know if it'd be cool to have some sort of ride up here that's not actually a water slide or anything, maybe like an actual roller coaster, like a water coaster or something. That might get the guests in the theme park to sort of go, oh, there's a water coaster there. Maybe we should go to the water park and try that out. The or we could just do some other pool. But let me know what you guys think I should do in this area here. Leave any suggestions down below, and make sure you subscribe so you don't miss the next part of this series. Goodbye.